Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to One Piece, episode 1168. So I just finished watching 1167, so I don't really have nothing to add right now. Yeah, the episode ended with Shamrock being introduced and saying like, oh, no, the long ago, the giants of Elbeth conquered the new world. So that's why they're coming here to get and acquire their strength. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm at the episode title card. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Repeat 2 minutes and 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, the Harley? I am looking forward to how they do that. Oh, all that blood. Shamrock shouldn't have lowered his hoodie if he didn't want to be questioned about that. Although, how can Luffy even see with the bandages? I like how they're the presentation for this. Oh, let's see Kerberos. Huh. So it's not coming out of the sword? It is the sword. That was honestly not super clear to me. Like at first I thought it was like a case of a sword ate a devil fruit, like spandams. But I'm not sure. Oh, Wait, and swords come out of the heads as well? That doesn't seem like a... I don't know. Gunko's devil fruit is so handy. What am I looking at? And he sheathed his sword. Oh. Yeah, the Cerberus heads are still there. And yet Shamrock already put the sword on the sheath. Yeah, how the hell does this work? Because it went back to looking like a regular sword. Oh, Loki. Those two assholes just torturing him while he can't do anything. Oh. No. Oh, so Shamrock was the one that came up with the idea. I forgot. I thought they'd already came up with, that like that was part of the plan already before they got here. But they had to change things after they got rejected by Loki. I mean, Luffy is right. That is not Shanks. Something like that. This is so interesting for Luffy. But yeah, he's right. Oh, right on the money. Uh. Oh, this is cool. I mean, you never talk about your family, Luffy, unless they show up in front of you. Yo, that's crazy mean. But once again, it adds up to how Luffy sees Shanks. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. Oh, rippling. Oh, that's a... yeah. Yes. I... Same, same. I want to see Robin look at this. Hmm. Completely forgot this guy existed. Oh man. Seeing this, knowing how bad of a time the kids are gonna go through. Oh, because of those damn holy knights. Owl library. Oh. Couldn't he just dust it off somewhere else? Yes. All right. Oh. I see. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm locked in. Hmm. Oh, this was cinema. Could it still have been better? Yeah. But I still really like how they did it. Oh man. Yeah. The Harley alongside the mural is one of the... Like, there's so much to it. Most lore heavy... One of the most lore heavy chapters, like, ever in the series.ダフに乗っかって違った空想をラジサイト運命の裂け目逃がして誰もがそうやって命がけの現実を重なっているんだ願う暇もないよ騒がしい明日が来るその未来はほら俺のもんだよOh, oh wow. No preview. At least not in my version of the episode. I don't mind. I never watch it anyway. But oh, it was a little surprising. Okay. So, before we get into the Harley with the mural, let's talk a little bit about Shamrock. So when he, explains what he is to Shanks, or vice versa, he says he says that Shanks is his estranged younger twin brother, which, interesting that he notes that Shanks is the younger one. Like, they're twins, what does it matter? But I feel like just someone like Shamrock, it would matter to have, something to have over Shanks. I'm the older one. Because I feel like Shamrock might have a bit of a inferiority complex towards Shanks. And so he tries to grab anything to feel superior over him. And he says he returned to the Holy Land once, but apparently he prefers this filthy lower world. And his expression stays the same, the whole way. But I don't know, I feel like Shamrock is saying this with a bit of resentment, at least. In the sense that, like, he wishes that Shamrock chose him over the family that Shanks had in the Roger Pirates. Or, family that he would encounter after, like Luffy. Or that Shanks would have taken him to the lower world with him. So there's a bit of a, abandonment issue as well. And so, in turn, because he feels like Shanks didn't care for him, and then, he goes the opposite way, and just completely clings to his dad and the way that he is. That's why he's the commander of the Holy Knights. Because he wants to follow in his footsteps. And maybe, in a way, he wants to feel that he is worthy of being the one in the Holy Land instead of Shanks. Like, hey, Dad, I'm everything that you wanted me to be. So please, look at me. Something along those lines. Like, I know this might be like a lot to extrapolate. So, this probably falls into the theory category rather than analysis. But I don't know. I feel like there might be something there in regards to that. And at this point, being a Holy Knight / a Celestial Dragon is such a integral part of Shamrock's identity as well. Like, at this point, it's more so like it's both something that, if you believe it enough because of, a goal that he wants to meet, which is the approval of his dad. At that point, it is a part of him. But at the same time, I don't think he really gets any joy out of being a Holy Knight. It's just something that he thinks he has to do. And just the way that he reacted to Loki threatening him, I feel like it's more so towards the way that he likened him to Shanks. That was more so, why he reacted like that. And so he covered it up by saying that it was because of Loki threatening him. But like I said, I could be looking too much into it, but that's just what I feel right now. But yeah, that's like, I understand Loki is high, his emotions are high, but it is kind of sad to see him say that, like, oh, now that I know Shanks' lineage, I have more of a reason to, have negative feelings towards him. But it's like, just because he was born from celestial dragon blood doesn't automatically make him like these guys. But yeah. Then we have that conversation in the middle of the episode with Luffy, which is, I feel like this arc is very much about showing us, the audience, the kind of very biased perception Luffy has about Shanks. And that the more info we get about him, the more you start to think, alright, Luffy doesn't actually know him that well. Shanks means the world to him, but at the end of the day, he's only spent a month, maybe? A month to like 6 months when he was like 8 years old. So Yeah. Luffy definitely has put Shanks in a pedestal to the point that he is completely unable to accept people saying, even criticizing him in any sort of way. And I mean, yeah, I agree that Shanks would not attack someone without a good reason. And it is nice to see how, you know, how much trust Luffy has in Shanks. But it's just not let's say very mature to assume that you know someone 100%. But you know, Luffy's the way that he idolizes Shanks is just makes it impossible for him to see him as any other than perfect. But that's the thing. That's why Shanks is so good, because he's not perfect. Despite of his shortcomings and, you know, as we've seen, you know, the type of family that he has, blood family, that in fact it is quite impressive that he's turned out as well adjusted as he is. And even then, in the present, you could make the argument that he kinda isn't. Because every time we see him, he's drinking, so I think he might be using alcoholism as a coping mechanism. But anyway, Luffy, I feel like this arc is gonna really hone in trying to make him see that Shanks is not this one-dimensional perfect being. He's just as human as anyone else that Luffy knows. And I hope that Luffy is able to take that in a mature way. Like literally when he's like, oh, I think Roger, Rayleigh, and the others were his family. Except for Buggy. And it's like, he loves Buggy, man. Obviously, Luffy wasn't there when Shanks and Buggy interacted in Marineford, but like, why is he so sure of this? See? This is the kind of thing where it's like, Luffy's hero worship of him just gets in the way of actually seeing him as a full person who has his own opinions and feelings that differ from Luffy's. Because he's just saying this because he doesn't like Buggy. But that has no bearing on how Shanks sees Buggy. So, yeah. Okay, so the Harley and the mural. So there's so much. I'm not even gonna try and, you know, talk about everything that I think it all means. There's way better people and videos out there discussing it. But yeah, so the first world. Within the earth there was fire. Within the earth. So like in the middle of the earth? Like, are we talking literally? This is the kind of thing, right? Where I'm like, what do I take literally and what do I take metaphorically? Mankind succumbed to greed and touched the forbidden sun. Like, are we talking like, something like the mother flame that Vegapunk created, and that would be akin to a forbidden sun? That is the fuel for, like, the ancient weapons? Or is it something more mythical? But then again, the first world, right? That's even before the Void Century. So, yeah, I'm not sure. The Forbidden Sun. The enslaved prayed and the sun god appeared. Now that sounds, how we found out about the sun god's existence in the first place. That's what Who's Who told Jinbei in Onigashima. But, like, is this like literal, like, people actually prayed to it and the sun god actually appeared? Like, was the sun god ever real? Or was it always someone with a devil fruit? When did devil fruits came to be? And then we see, those little people that are the slaves, like holding, I don't know, like little suns. The earth god raged and with its serpent of hellfire. Okay, the earth god. We don't have a name for an earth god. But I guess it existed. What is the serpent of hellfire? I mean, the red line has been called the serpent, the red serpent, at some point. I think by Dorian Broggie in Little Garden. But, like, was the red line always in here the way that it is right now? Because the red line, I agree with people that say that it's artificial, but if so, then was there an actual, organic serpent of hellfire actually just, in its place? I don't know. It shrouded the world in death and darkness. Okay. And we see, the representation of it in the mural. They will never meet. I remember that. And it's clear now that I can actually hear it. Because the actual wording is like, it's not just, they is very vague. Let me hear it. Karera wa aenai. So there's an intentionality that it's a group of men. Kare is he. Or at the very least, there's at least one man. So maybe it's he and they will never meet. Now, who would that be? I don't know. Out of like all the beings that get mentioned in the first world here, only thing I can think of is like the sun god and the serpent. But I don't know. Okay, now the second world. Within the emptiness there was breath. The forest god tamed demons. And the sun spread the fires of war. Okay, that has to be referring to, the war between the ancient kingdom and the alliance in the void century. Those of the half moon dreamed. Those of the moon dreamed. I don't know. Okay, so men killed the sun and became God. So I'm thinking this is gonna be Joy Boy. Now, how exactly did this come to be? I'm not entirely sure, obviously. But it's probably gonna have to do with the Nika Nika no Mi coming into existence. And the sea god stormed. The sea god stormed. What if... No, never mind. I guess this could be more symbolically. Like, since they're, the sun was killed. Now it's time for the rain to come in. Sad times. And they will never meet. So the sun and the rain? Is that what this is meaning to them in the second world? And then we got the third world, which I feel is like the least confusing one. Within the chaos, there was a void. Literally, the void century. The century we know so little about. Or, it was wiped out, historically. The inconvenient remnants recalled the promised day. So I think this is referring to, the people with the will of D. They are inconvenient remnants to Imu. Now, what is the promised day? We don't know. Just like Imu said to Cobra, like, you people have forgotten what the D even means. So, yeah. But it was for something that it was promised. And hear the voice of the broken moon. The broken moon. People can go to the moon because in that cover story, Enel goes to the moon. And anyone can go to the moon. Just grab a balloon and you can go float into it. But is that what this... Is that, the moon that is being talked about? I don't think so. The moon. The Kosuki clan, the crest of it, it's a moon. Half moon. Why is it a moon? But you hear the voice of the broken moon. The promise of that day. Oh, the person who made the promise. The sun god dances and laughs. And this is, They literally showed here that it's meant to be Luffy guiding the world to its end. Now, I don't think this is like actually like Luffy leads the world to its destruction, but it's more so gonna be like this is the end of this era and he will usher a new one, literally, you know, bring in the new dawn. Yeah, the sun returns and brings a new morning, just like Pedro said to Carrot during Whole Cake Island. The Straw Hats will be the ones to bring a new dawn to this world. And they will surely meet. I think this is referring to Luffy and Emu. But you know, then who is Emu in this, you know, in this tale? Are they the Broken Moon? Perhaps, perhaps. And that's it. Yeah, I mainly talked about the Harley. There's just so much on the mural. Like all the different races going against the, you know, devilish creature who is holding the sun in its hand. And I think it's going from like the first world, second world in the middle, and then this one is the third world. And the first world looks very technologically advanced. Oh god. I don't feel like I talked much, but my throat, I can't anymore. But if you have interpretations of the Harley and the mural and that I didn't talk about, leave it in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. But if you're somehow on Patreon, also do that as well. Yeah. Oh my god, Emmett is in the mural as well. There's so many people in here. Yeah, so I'll probably talk about it more in the next video. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.